So, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is weak. He's been weakened by all the sex harassment stories. So, the ideologues in the state are bending him to their will. Cuomo just announced that the state will distribute up to $15,600 to, quote, undocumented immigrants who lost work during the pandemic. It's not clear what kind of ID these undocumented immigrants, people who have no respect for our country or are here illegally, what are they going to provide to show that they're undocumented or entitled to payment? What is clear is that all this is going to cost New York more than $2 billion. The question is, who's going to live there, actually, after all this kind of nonsense? Colin Schmidt thinks about that. He's a state assemblyman in New York and a candidate for Congress. He joins us now. Mr. Schmidt, thanks so much for coming on. I'm sincerely worried, I mean this for real. Who's going to stay in New York when they start doing things like this?
Absolutely, Tucker. This is a disaster for New York taxpayers. We have Governor Cuomo and the Albany Democrats ramming through a budget which is going to provide up to $15,600 in free taxpayer cash to illegal immigrants. They're going to raise taxes $4 billion to help pay for it. And Tucker, the kicker on top of it, this budget also gives the governor's appointed budget staffer, just the staffer, unilateral power to reduce local police department state funding by up to 50% if he does not, they do not comply with the governor's new policing mandates. People are being forced to leave New York, and this is example number one.
How, in just really quick, what's the thinking here? That, illegal immigrants, illegal aliens have suffered more than citizens? Like, why in the world would U.S. taxpayers owe someone breaking our laws $15,000?
It is an affront to New York taxpayers, and it really just shows that Governor Cuomo, who's engulfed in scandal, is not capable of leading the state. He's under immense political pressure, and he's using money out of taxpayers' wallets to try to cling to power, to appease the furthest left fringes of the state legislature, to really try to hold on to his seat.
They did the exact same thing to Governor Blackface Klanrobes in Virginia. He didn't resign, and then the lunatics just descended on him like jackals and made him their marionette. They're doing it to Joe Biden. Are you going to stay in New York?
I'm staying in New York. I'm fighting for my home state. We should always be the Empire State. Cuomo and the radical left have turned us into the Exodus state, but I'm going to stay and fight, and I'm going to be introducing in the coming days a bill to repeal this free taxpayer cash for illegal immigrants fund. It's completely unacceptable, especially in this pandemic when so many of our taxpayers are suffering or out of work or having trouble meeting ends meet, paying their mortgage, putting food on the table. I mean, this just shows you how backwards the priorities are.
It is. It is. We'll see you in Florida.